So first I'm going to start off with the eye area so that when I go in to apply the foundation, I'm not going to mess up and take off the blush or the foundation. So people can start however you want. I find it most helpful to start with the eye area, then do the foundation after. So with eyebrows, you can just choose any pencil that is a similar color. If your dancer has really fair, light eyebrows, you want to make sure that you're creating some shape with it so that it frames their face. I recommend a skinny eyebrow pencil. NYX has great ones, Anastasia Beverly Hills has good ones. Something that has a fine tip that you're not sharpening usually, in my opinion, works best. Next, I'm going to just go in, before I put on the eyeshadow, I'm going to just grab some of the foundation that I'm going to use on her face, and just grab a sponge, and then you can do it with your fingers too. I'm just going to blot it in, and that's what's going to help the eyeshadow stay on. You don't want to add eyeshadow onto an eyelid that doesn't have anything on it because it's not going to stay. So you can dab it, not a lot. You can do concealer or foundation. Some people buy eyeshadow prep or a base. I personally don't think that that's worthwhile to spend money on, but any kind of texture that you're adding to the eyebrow or the eye area, you want it to make sure that it's liquid, so not a powder or anything like that. And then this year we are just going to be having one eyeshadow color. So the color that you want to look for is like a penny, so a bronze color, and you want that to be a metallic or like a shimmer, and it's just one color and it's on the lid. So when you're looking for eyeshadow colors, just think the color family of a penny. So this is CoverGirl. You can copper, you can use I'm going to do the inside color here, the number 2, and this is from CoverGirl. You can, if you want it more high end, you can do MAC, Urban Decay, but a lot of companies have this color. So again, you're going for the look of a penny. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with a round brush. You can do any brush that you want, and I'm just going to dab it. Then I'm going to have her open her eye just a little bit. Perfect. And I'm just going to do her entire lid. So everybody's eyelids are different shapes. So you could have, your dancer could have a really small eyelid or a really big one. For Ellie, her eyelids are pretty big. Open. So even open all the way. Yep. So it could come up a little bit like that, and that's fine how it went in the crease, but we want to predominantly focus just on the lid area. So wherever the eyeball is, just think of focusing in that area. And I prefer to just dab it because we don't want to get shimmer all over her face. Then if you go too high, you can just kind of go down. So again, we're just using one eyeshadow just to be very uniform, to keep it kind of a classic look. Don't worry and don't add extra in the crease or anything like that. You just want to focus on the actual eyelid in a copper color. We are using liquid eyeliner. Everyone has to use liquid eyeliner, so it's no longer an option. Every dancer is required to wear it. And you want your dancer not to try to squinch their eyeball together. So we're trying to avoid they scrunch their eyes because that's when the eyeliner gets everywhere. If your dancer is over the age of 12, they should do this themselves. So then I go a little bit more in, and again, I'm still laying it to the side. And I'm just pulling it out. And then I'm just following the natural way her eyelid goes. I'm not taking it out for a big wing, I'm just slightly pulling it out a little bit. Then I would blow on it, have her keep it closed for a little bit, and then slowly open it up. You open your eye? Okay, shut it. Now, when she opens the eye, do it again. I can slightly see that there's some space between her eyelashes and the liquid eyeliner. So I'm just going to go in a little bit and just add a little more. Don't worry about getting a perfectly straight line. You just want to focus on getting it close to the lash line. So I find when I do mascara on kids, it's easier to go on top slightly and then under. So close your eyes. So I'm just going to start at the edge and I just kind of go out. So you can pick any kind of black mascara that you like. Now you remember you want it to be, you want to get your eyelashes as thick and kind of bushy as possible. So usually if you want that, you got to get a little bit bigger of a brush. Now I just did a little bit on the outside and I'm going to have her open her eyes just halfway. And then I'm just going to go slightly underneath and then just kind of pull out. So if you don't, it's okay if you can't get the mascara at the base of the eye if the kid is young or freaking out, but you just want to get at least on the end open. And then when they get more comfortable, just have them slightly go up. Nice eyelashes on. And okay, halfway. So just open it, there you go. Okay. Now we're going to go on to the face. So I'm going to grab a sponge. And you want to choose the foundation that best matches the overall neck and face. Now I already applied her lotion, so her face is good to go. I dab it, and I start on the inside of the face. And you can dab it outward, which is I find the most helpful. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. And then I go open them and keep looking up. Yeah. So if you have a sponge that has a little corner, you want to get into the corners of the eyes. You want to make sure that you're going all the way up because you want the foundation to cover the whole face. And then I'm going down her neck. So anytime, it's very hard to find a color that exactly matches. So go based on the neck and then work your way up and down. It should be a full coverage because you want it to last the few hours that they're there, and then also for it to hold up under the lights. And then I'm just taking my time, dabbing it and getting it in and going down her neck and also in her ears. Another trick for their foundation or for their lipstick to last longer is put their foundation over your lips. Alrighty, and then if you have under eye circles or darkness under your eyes, then you can choose, it's totally up to you. If you want to add any little concealer under there, open your eye. If you do, you just kind of want to generally put it in the area. And then you can use a little eyeshadow brush. What? Not an eyeshadow brush, a sponge, open your eye. Same thing, just to dab it in the area that has a little darkness. This is completely optional. Now, it's very important that since they're on the stage and sweating, that you finish it with a powder. So any kind of finishing powder you can use. I like to use just a big brush. This is NYX finishing powder. And then I'm just gonna put it all over the face so that it sets the powder, because once the dancer starts dancing, they're gonna sweat, and we want the foundation to stay on as best as possible. Because again, it's for the stage and the lights, so it's a big difference. You need to have more face makeup on. Now, we're gonna put on our blush. So the blush, you want anything that is rose colored, anything rosy. So no bright pink, fluorescent pink, red, no. Anything that's rose color or says rose in the title, your choice. Now I use a fluffy brush, I just dab it, brush it off a little bit, and then smile. Find the natural cheek and just push it in, and then follow your way up to the ear, and then start kind of circling. You don't want to get it too close in here. You want to kind of keep it at the fattest part of the cheek. And if you don't have big cheeks, then you have to just go to where the kind of the middle of the cheek is. You can also put it around forehead area, so you're getting a little more color. More than usual. The next step, totally optional, totally up to you, is if you want to contour a little bit. Now, I would not recommend this with little kids, meaning under the age of 10, but up to you. So I'm just going to add in some kind of a light brown, and I'm just going to bring it, if you have a bigger forehead, then you're just kind of doing it at the top, adding a little dimension. But this is not mandatory, this is optional. The lipstick that you'll get in an email or provided to you is another option. However, it has to be the same color of red. So I highly recommend just going and getting it from Max. Again, Russian red. So her lips are already dry, so that's the main thing. You want to make sure that the lips aren't wet, and you don't want to put on lipstick when you know they're going to eat or drink stuff. So what I do is you find the natural little bow of the lip, and then just have them slightly relax, and then with the corner of the lipstick, I'm kind of outlining the shape of her natural lip. And I'm doing it in little sections. I'm not trying to do the whole thing at once. Lipstick's really challenging to do on other people. So it does take some practice. So start, especially when it's red, it's very hard to kind of get off around the lip area. So do it in small little intervals, and I like to do it from the point of the lipstick, just so I can get the shape of the top of the lip. Now I'm gonna just kind of have her relax the lower lip, so open it up a little bit, and then I'm just gonna dab it in. And this is the area of the lip that kind of gets wet easier, so. Okay. Okay, now I want you to just in like this, and then go, and stop. Good. If you're gonna eat or drink, it needs to be reapplied, but try not to add it to them in the morning. I would recommend putting on the lipstick once they get to competition, they like. And then, optional, I'm just gonna put on a setting spray. You can find this by many different retailers, different prices. And then this just helps set the makeup, kind of like a face hairspray. Don't scrunch your face.
I got my mouth.
Okay. And then just kind of fan it, and then they're all done. Let's check you out, Elle. Woo! Smile for the camera.